Pineapple, pineapple, and pineapple once again. What's up, 23% Nation? This is your man, Coach D. Today I'm back with fruit of the day, the one and only pineapple. So maybe you love pineapples. Maybe you considering growing your own pineapple. Maybe you dislike pineapples. Maybe you want to stay as far away from pineapples as you possibly can. Well, whatever the case may be, please listen and watch on. Why? Because we're about to dive just a little deeper into the wonderful world of the pineapple. All right, first up, just a little bit of background information. What is a pineapple, you may be wondering? Well, it's a tropical plant with an edible fruit. Very simple. Also, a pineapple fruit can weigh up to 8 pounds. Wow, who knew that lifting a pineapple could be part of your weightlifting program? Interesting. Also, pineapple is a drought-tolerant plant that grows 5 to 8 feet tall. Now, guys, I've seen pineapple plants, but I've never seen them grow into trees 5 to 8 feet tall. That, I'm sure, is amazing. Next up, it actually is not just one fruit, but 100 to 200 little separate fruitlets fused together. I never knew that. Also, the pineapple tree is native to Paraguay, which, by the way, is located in South America. It got its name from the Spanish word piña, meaning pine cone. Interesting. Here's our last little bit of background information. The bulk of the world's pineapples today come from Southeast Asia, with Thailand being the biggest producer. And here I thought all pineapples came from Hawaii. I guess I was wrong. So we have it, guys, just a little bit of background information on the one and only pineapple. All right, now it's time for a few fun facts. In 1492, yes, 1492, pineapples became popular on ships since they offer a natural prevention against scurvy. Now, quickly, let's recap scurvy. Guys, scurvy is a condition, a sickness, an illness that afflicted a lot of the sailors during the exploration age, right? They felt fatigued. They had bleeding of the gums. Now, the reason why pineapple was a very good way to treat scurvy was because of its high vitamin C content, right? But we also know from previous videos that scurvy was treated with citrus fruits such as oranges, limes, lemons, and let's not forget about grapefruits. So, if you're ever stricken with scurvy, just simply start eating more pineapples. Why? Because the vitamin C content is literally out of this world. Our next fun fact. The peak season for pineapples is from March to July. So what does that mean? Chances are, if you go into your local grocery store and you want to purchase a pineapple, they probably will be their cheapest during the months from March to July. Also, when choosing a pineapple, keep in mind that the heavier it is, the better, since heaviness means that it is ripe. Nice. Last little fun fact, since it provides carbohydrates and natural sugar, it is a good thing to have as a pre-workout snacks for some energy. That's right. So for all of my gym rats, all of my weightlifting buddies out there who are looking for the perfect pre-workout, you found it. It's right here. It's called pineapples. All right, guys, it's time for the not so fun facts. It is not a commonly allergenic fruit, and because of the bromelain, it actually helps with digestion. However, pineapple is packed with vitamin C. And while vitamin C is generally quite safe because it is a water-soluble vitamin and any excess is excreted through urine, eating large quantities can possibly cause some side effects. Never knew that. These may include diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, heartburn, abdominal pain, insomnia, and headaches. Wow, who knew? So guys, if you're eating a lot of pineapples and all of a sudden you begin to feel a little ill, please slow down. And here's our last little not so fun fact. The bromelain that is found in pineapple may interact with some medications. And this is something that you want to mention to your healthcare provider. This may be an issue if you take medications including blood thinners, insomnia medications, or antidepressants. So there we have it, guys. Please be careful, number one. If you feel a little not so good when eating pineapple, and also talk to your doctor if you are taking any of the following medications and you love pineapples. So there you have it, a few not so fun facts about pineapples. All right, it's time to dive into the 520 rule. Guys, the 520 rule is all about food labels, right? It's to help us read and understand food labels. Ultimately, it's a guide. It's a guide that lets us know whether or not a food or beverage item is a good source or not a good source of any particular nutrient. Now, specifically when we talk about the 520 rule, we're talking about percent daily value, abbreviated percent DV. Now, let's take a look at our sample food label. As you can see, it is divided into three colored sections. We have the purple section, which says percent daily value. And if you go down the column, excuse me, you'll notice that they are all represented by percentages from as low as 0 to as high as 100. Our next little section, the yellow section, basically highlights nutrients that unfortunately do the body a lot of harm. As a matter of fact, they cause disease, illness, and sickness within the body temple. So, say hello to total fat, saturated fat, trans fat, cholesterol, and sodium. Now, because these nutrients do a really good job at making you sick, right? You definitely want those percentages to be as close to 0 as possible. Next up, if we look at the blue nutrients, such as dietary fiber, vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, and iron, which basically represent all vitamins and minerals, well, those nutrients do just the opposite of the yellow nutrients. Rather than promote disease, they promote health, they promote wellness within the body temple. So if anything, we want to consume foods and beverages that are as close to 100 as possible. Now, what I like to do is expand on the 520 rule just a little bit. So here we go. If a food or beverage item offers anywhere from 0% to 9% DV, then that food or beverage item is not a good source of that particular nutrient. Next, if the food or beverage item offers 10% to 19% of any particular nutrient, then that food or beverage item is considered a good source of that particular nutrient. Lastly, if the food or beverage item offers 20% DV or greater, then that food or beverage item is considered an excellent source of that particular nutrient. So there we have it, guys, the ins and outs about the 520 rule. All right, now it's time to dive into the nutrition facts. So in other words, what exactly am I putting in my body when I eat pineapple? Make that fresh pineapple, right? So here we go. For today's lecture, we're going to simply say that a single serving of pineapple is equivalent to 1 cup. That's it, of raw pineapple. Not canned, right? Raw. So here we go. 82.5 calories, 21.6 grams of carbs, 0.9 grams of protein. And you didn't think pineapples had protein. Well, guess again. Only 0.2 grams of fat, and look at this, 2.3 grams of fiber. Amazing. 16 grams of sugar, vitamin C. Now look at this, and this is the reason why I highlighted it. Guys, 1 cup of pineapple is going to give you 131% DV, right? So you know what that means? It means that a single cup of pineapple is going to provide you with all the vitamin C the body needs in 1 day and then some. That's right. It's over 100%. Now, next up is manganese, coming in at a whopping 76% DV. Amazing. Now we have thiamine coming in at only 9% DV. Not a good source. Vitamin B6, 9% DV. Not a good source. Copper, 9% DV. Not a good source. Folate, 7% DV. Not a good source. Magnesium, 5% DV, not a good source. Potassium, 5% DV, not a good source. Niacin, 4% DV, not a good source. Pantothenic acid, which by the way is one of our 8 B vitamins, 4% DV, not a good source. Riboflavin, 3% DV, not a good source. And lastly is iron, coming in at only 3% DV, so it makes it not a good source of iron. Now, if you are at all complaining that a single serving of pineapple is rather low in a lot of these nutrients, just look at it this way. If you eat 2 cups, then you just simply multiply the percentages by 2, right? We can easily turn not a good source into a good or maybe even an excellent source. So there you have it, guys, the nutrition facts about pineapples. All right, now it's time to dive into the health benefits. But before we do, I want to offer you something. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to talk about the principle of cause and effect. Now, some of us may already be familiar with this because technically it's one of the 7 Hermetic principles. Now, the principle of cause and effect basically states that every cause has its effect and every effect has its cause. There really is no such thing as chance and or luck. In other words, everything happens for a reason. So that being said, well, I gotta say this. If you're looking to become healthy, well, you gotta cause it. Now, on the flip side, if you are diseased, right, believe it or not, you cause that too. So let's focus on what pineapples have to offer once we consume them. First up, pineapples boost the immune system. Now, remember earlier I told you that a single serving of pineapple offered like 130% DV of vitamin C, right? Which is everything the body needs and then some. Well, guess what? Vitamin C helps boost your immune system, right? So what does that mean? It means that while everybody else is sneezing and coughing, right, you're going to be well. Next up, pineapple lowers your risk of colorectal cancer. Isn't that amazing? Now the question is, which phytonutrient in pineapples does that? Well, say hello to fiber. Also, pineapples lower blood glucose levels, right? You can thank fiber for that. Now, for those of us who may have diabetes, right, or maybe you're pre-diabetic, right, then you may want to take special note of that, okay? It lowers your blood glucose levels. That's very important for people who are either pre-diabetic or have diabetes. Also, pineapples are good for weight loss, right? What can we thank for that? Say hello to fiber. Guys, fiber is amazing, right? Remember something, fiber is going to make you feel fuller longer, okay? So that in and of itself will promote weight loss. Also, pineapples prevents constipation and promotes regularity, right? Thank fiber for that as well. Guys, when you consume fiber, which technically is usually the inedible portion of any plant food, right? It's going to relieve you of constipation and it's going to make you do a number 2 more often, right? So your frequency of bowel movements will increase. Next up, it improves fertility, right? So the question is, what does fertility mean and which phytonutrients are responsible for that? Well, let's answer question number 1. Fertility is very important for those of us who are looking to conceive a child, right? So whether it's the male or the female, it's very important that if you're looking to have children, that you start eating more pineapples. Now, which phytonutrients in pineapples help to improve fertility? Well, vitamin C, beta carotene, and copper. Next up, pineapples may boost sexual confidence by making bodily odors and fluids have a more pleasant smell. Now, who knew pineapples can help improve your love life, right? So there we have it, guys. A few health benefits about the one and only pineapple. Oh, look, more health benefits. Now, these I'll go through a little quicker. Next up, pineapples protects against cardiovascular disease. Now, which phytonutrients are responsible for that? Well, fiber, of course, potassium, vitamin C, and give it up for bromelain. That's right, guys, bromelain. Next up, pineapples lowers the risk of respiratory inflammation and asthma, right? Thank goodness for beta carotene, it does that. Also, pineapples may help improve your mood and fight depression and anxiety. Guys, say hello to tryptophan. Tryptophan is an amino acid that's commonly found in, as you guessed it, pineapples. Now, here's the thing. Tryptophan, once consumed, helps to synthesize a neurotransmitter, or some people may term it a hormone called serotonin, which, by the way, is one of our 4 feel-good hormones. That's right. So, if you want to alleviate your anxiety and depression, it's easy. Eat more pineapple. Next up, pineapples help fight cancer, right? Which phytonutrient does that? Say hello to bromelain. Also, pineapples reduces inflammation. Now, a lot of people, I think, don't quite understand inflammation. So let me help you out just a little bit. Guys, inflammation is part of the body's immune system. Basically, it's a defense mechanism whenever the body senses that it's being attacked by something foreign, right? So sometimes inflammation is a good thing. Why? Because it's your body's defense system. But on the other hand, if inflammation is prolonged due to junk food being consumed, right? Lots of processed foods and animal products. Those types of foods unfortunately cause a lot of inflammation, which can then lead to arthritis, joint pain, asthma, even a big stomach. That's right, guys. So really, there is no such thing as a beer belly. Technically, it's inflammation. So the question is, which phytonutrient in pineapples help to prevent inflammation? Well, say hello to bromelain. And our last little health benefit, and I know there are a lot, right, is that pineapples aid in digestion. Which phytonutrient does that? Say hello to bromelain again. So as you can see, bromelain is the bomb. It does a lot of good things inside the body. So guys, this is why it's very important to eat more pineapples, right? So there we have it. Lots and lots and lots of health benefits from pineapples. All right, now let's talk about food. Yes, it's time to go to our website for everything vegan. Say hello to forksOverKnives.com. So as usual, I went to the website, did a little bit of research, and I found 2 amazing vegan pineapple recipes that I want to share with you right now. So the first one is entitled Pineapple Vanilla Granita. Okay, take a look at the picture. It looks delicious. Now, second recipe is spinach, pineapple, and strawberry salad. Sounds amazing. Just take a look at the picture. Looks delicious, right? So here's the good news, is that I am providing you with a direct link to both of these recipes. All you have to do is click on the description box and it'll take you right there. Now, if you decide to check out these links, they're going to provide you with a lot of great information, such as an ingredient list, instructions, and all the preparation time that's involved. So do me a favor, click on the link, make the dish, taste the dish, and then come back to the video and write me a comment. Let me know exactly how it was, right? So there we have it, guys. Not 1, but 2 amazingly delicious, nutritious dishes from forksOverKnives.com. All right, 23% Nation, I hear you. A lot of you say, Coach D, thanks for the recipes. Coach D, thanks for the fun and the not so fun facts about pineapples. But what I really want to know is, when should I eat more pineapples, right? Well, guys, if that's your question, then I got to tell you that the perfect day, and I do mean the perfect day to eat more pineapples, is Nature Day. What? Nature Day? Yes, Nature Day. Guys, Nature Day is the first day of the 23% challenge. Now, some of us may be shocked and in awe. Like, what in the world is a 23% challenge? Never heard of it, right? Well, guys, the 23% challenge is a monthly 7-day wellness program that is designed to help improve your health, your wealth, your relationships. Oh, and by the way, it also helps to save good old planet Earth. Now, here's the thing about the challenge is that it is the first 7 days of every month. That's right, guys, the first all the way through the seventh. Now, here's the thing is that being that Nature Day is the first day of the challenge, that simply means that Nature Day is the first day of every month, right? So whether it's April 1st, August 1st, or even November 1st, it's always Nature Day. All right, so maybe you are intrigued. Maybe you're the type of person who's been stricken with what I like to call the big four: obesity, heart disease, cancer, type 2 diabetes. Maybe you have mental issues, right? Maybe you are suffering from anxiety, maybe depression, maybe dementia, maybe Alzheimer's. Maybe you have digestive issues. Maybe you're constipated. Maybe you have irritable bowel syndrome, right? Or maybe you have diverticulitis, right? Or maybe you're the type of person that's considering transitioning to a whole food plant-based diet. Well, if you meet any of those criteria, then ladies and gentlemen, please listen. Coach D is about to provide you with 3 options that I believe can help make that transition easy. So I want to introduce you to a 3% vegan, a 13% vegan, as well as a 23% vegan. So here we go. A 3% vegan is anyone, man, woman, or child, who only eats plant foods and drinks only water only one day out of an entire month. Now, which one day is that going to be? Make it the first day. Make it Nature Day. Next up is a 13% vegan. That's anyone, man, woman, or child, who only eats plant foods and drinks only water only 4 days out of an entire month. So now the question is, which 4 days is that going to be? Well, it could be the first 4 days of the month, or you could decide to do one day per week. I'll let you decide. Lastly is a 20% vegan. Now, technically, that's what Coach D considers himself to be, right? And what does that mean? It means that I only eat from the 5 food groups of plant foods. And of course, I only drink water. Now, the question is, what in the world are the 5 food groups of plant foods? It's easy. All fruits, all vegetables and herbs, all whole grains, all legumes, and of course, we cannot forget about nuts and seeds, right? So there you have it, guys. Lots and lots and lots of food options if you decide to become a 3%, 13%, or 23% vegan. All right, so maybe, just maybe, I've piqued your interest, right? Maybe you want to become a 23% vegan. So it is my job to help to help you out. It is my job to offer you some assistance. It is my job to offer you a few tips. Why? Because I want to help make your Nature Day successful. So here we go. Tip number 1. Go to your local grocery store. Now, when you get there, you're only going to go to 2 places. Number 1 is the produce section. Why? Because that's where the fresh plant foods are located. And number 2, go to the freezer aisle. Why? Because that's where all of the frozen plant foods are located. Now, some of you may be wondering, what's better, fresh or frozen? Well, believe it or not, when it comes to the nutrient content of either or, they're pretty much the same. Next up, go to your local farmer's market. Now, this is highly recommended for people who just have to eat organic plant foods. Why organic? Well, fewer pesticides, fewer herbicides, fewer chemicals. Now, if you are not familiar with farmers markets in your area, then just do a quick Google search. Type in farmers markets near me, and in less than half of a second, Google will give you your desired results. Tip number 3, go to the prepared dishes section of your local grocery store. Now, after you finish with the produce section and the freezer aisle, walk on over to the prepared dishes section. Now, depending on your grocery store, they may term it the kitchen, whatever it's called. The kitchen, prepared dishes section, it doesn't really matter. Talk to the person behind the counter and ask them if they offer any vegan, not vegetarian options. Very important. There is a big difference between being vegan and vegetarian. I'll do a video to explain the details later. But providing you like, providing you like what you see and providing they have vegan options, just ask for a quick sample. They'll give it to you free of charge, and providing you like the sample, then buy it either by the pound or maybe even 2 pounds if you really, really like it. And my last tip to help make your Nature Day successful is to go visit a vegan restaurant. That's right, guys. It's time for us to support the vegan community. Now, here is one of the major advantages to eating at a vegan restaurant. Ladies and gentlemen, they hire vegan chefs who basically are experts at cooking and preparing plant food dishes, right? As a matter of fact, they know exactly which plant foods to cook together to produce the most delicious, nutritious dishes. So there you have it, guys. Not one, not two, not three, but 4 amazing tips to help make your Nature Day successful. All right, 23% Nation, it's time for our question of the day, and today it's a fill-in-the-blank question. Here we go. Since pineapple provides carbohydrates and natural sugar, it is a good thing to have as a blank snack for some energy. So, I believe I covered the answer earlier in the video, so if you missed it and you didn't quite catch it, please rewind. Now, for your answer, please write it in the comment box below. Guys, I want to thank you for watching. I definitely want to thank you for listening. As always, let's eat well, feel well, think well, do well, be well. This is your man, Coach D. Now, before I sign off, I got to ask you to please subscribe, like, and share the video, especially if you love pineapples as much as I do. Don't forget to use our 3-word mantra. It's hashtag eat more plants. As stated earlier, my name is Coach D. Take care, God bless, and never, ever forget that Coach D loves you.